come for you. Oh, what was that? Hey guys, welcome back to Top 16 Non-Gaming Creepypastas with Sonic, Mario, Luigi, and enderman. Let's go to a different room. Come on, guys. I got sick. Here's a perfect spot. Let me put you guys there.
Well, it looks like we gotta be careful with us.
Yeah, I know. But are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I got my shit ready.
Let's do this. Okay. Alright. Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. 51.
The Wyoming incident. The Wyoming incident was a television signal hijacking that occurred on October 1992. A hacker managed to take over a local station and aired a very strange, creepy video.
Is there infestation?
It was reported as being extremely disturbing and included black and white, disembodied heads, and various poses. The video would also be interrupted by random messages such as, "You can lose everything," and "What hides your mind?" Police reports reveal that many of the victims had suffered headaches, paranoia, hallucinations, and nausea from watching the broadcast.
Oh shit.
The FBI found that the audio in the video was played at a frequency between 17 and 19 hertz. The Wyoming incident did not make national headlines, and it was heavily regulated by the government. The hijacked station received numerous phone calls from viewers who wondered what was occurring for the duration of the station being targeted.
Oh shit.
All phone call conversations that were recorded have been seized by officials. Neither the hijacker nor any known accomplices have ever been found, caught, or identified, which leaves the incident unsolved.
50. Oh shit. Creepy women.
Annie 96 is typing.
Annie 96
On October 23rd, 2004, a text conversation was filed to the FBI regarding two individuals, David and Annie. They were both messaging each other late into the night because neither of them were able to sleep. The conversation was reported normal for teenagers
Annie, what the fuck?
until Annie started hearing sounds in her backyard. David had tried to tell Annie not to look because she was home alone at her house. Annie had ignored his plea and looked out her window and claimed to see that a man, which she swore was David, in her yard digging a hole in the ground. David had replied that it was not him since he was messaging her in his own house. Annie didn't believe him since the man was wearing his jacket with his name on the back of it, which David swears is in his closet.
Oh shit.
The man had turned around and smiled at Annie and began walking towards her house. Annie, clearly terrified, ran into the closet and was armed with a knife. David had called the police and was on his way to Annie's house. As the man got closer, Annie told David that the stalker could be a figment of her imagination or some dream entity.
Please.
She told David to stop thinking about her, and David, who was confused at first, agrees.
So stop.
Annie explained that the stalker had vanished and was extremely happy and grateful that David had showed strong feelings for her. She had asked David to come over tomorrow morning, and when David had asked if it really was Annie replying, she had appeared offline.
Annie 96 went offline. Shit. 49. That's not good.
The girl in the photograph.
The girl in
the photograph is a mysterious picture that claims the lives of victims.
Oh, hello.
In the picture,
That's
she is
sexy.
described as beautiful, wearing a dress with tights on and red shoes. The photograph of her shows her making numbered signs, but these could be interpreted as hand gestures towards the camera.
Sexy. I really want
Anyone that touches the picture instantly wants to know more information about the girl in the photograph. The victim will ask around, demanding to know who she is, but will not get the results they are looking for. At night, It's been reported that giggling can trance the victim to dangerous locations, such as a road, rail track, or construction site. If the victim is killed, the photograph will change its hand gesture to show how many victims it has fooled.
Holy shit!
God is so evil. I like it.
Enderman, please don't be evil again.
Twist ending.
Twist ending.
Twist Ending is a story about a writer called David who would receive fan mail, which would include manuscripts of certain amateur writers. David would take these manuscripts and steal from
Yeah,
these
guys,
writers.
as you may know, it's kind
He
of
would
getting
publish
dark
these
nowadays,
stories
and
for his
that's like
own success
this time of
and not give
the
these individuals any credit,
writers.
then proceed to blacklist them from getting any writing published. One instance details a certain manuscript that was sent to him.
My arm here.
David enjoyed the script and guessed what the twist ending was before he could get there. The last few pages of the script were sealed together, and it took some force to pull them apart. As he read through the script, he understood
This is so
he was
creepy,
correct,
man. Why is this
but there
happening?
was a final author's note, which detailed
This
that the
is too
author
scary.
had previously
This is
been
too
sending
scary
David the
for me. I
manuscript,
don't get this.
and David had not been giving the author credit for his story.
This is so bad.
Because of his actions, the author would never be able to publish his work,
Is that the devil?
effectively ruining his life.
You get out of here.
As a final revenge,
It's a 666!
the author filled the last
Oh,
two
no.
pages with
Oh
arsenic
no, get
poison,
this out of here,
a deadly
please!
infection.
Don't watch this!
which slows
Can we
down a
stop
victim's
watching this?
heartbeat
No,
until it
because we
eventually
need this.
stops.
Because it's our reactions,
His final quote
Luigi.
was stating that some
Oh.
twist endings can be
Is
very hard
missing,
to predict.
killed, missing, killed, missing, got killed. 47! Angry Grandpa's favorite number, I guess.
Nails. A
Nails.
report was filed to the police highlighting that a man had gone missing from Burnside apartment in room number 14. The man had claimed that he had heard scratching every night at 3 a.m. This was further backed up by residents also hearing the noise too.
Is that at a
The
hotel?
disappearance of the man was
Is
being
that an
investigated by
apartment?
police, and when asked by
Is that
the
a
residents
grandma's
about
house?
the incident,
Wait, you have a grandma?
a few had described a corpse-like creature with nails in its
Satan!
fingers, toes,
Satan!
shoulders, and
Satan!
neck.
Satan!
It would carry a bag in one hand and would walk very awkwardly, almost like a ghost. They seemed to think it was responsible for the scratching noise. The creature was not visible in human sight, but could only be seen on camera. The disappearing man had originally worked as a factory worker, stamping out cards. His colleagues, when questioned, said that there was nothing suspicious about him other than that he had complained about bad luck following him everywhere. To this day, there have been no signs of the creature or the man, but it could be theorized that the creature had attacked him and took him somewhere.
Blue screen?
The police
Why?
have condemned the building, but was warned that at the hour of 3 a.m. is when the spirits become most active.
Most active? 46. A good time. Yeah, we do. This video is about 20 minutes.
The thing that stalks the fields.
The thing that
This is the
stalks
story of a
fields.
farmer who noticed that the hay bales around his farm had been moved. He returned the bales to their
What?
proper
What does that mean?
places, thinking
I
it
have
was the
no
work
idea,
of
but let's just
pranksters.
watch what it is.
It happened again, and he
That's
moved
nice.
them back
It's
again.
dinner time there.
He didn't move
Oh,
the
I
bales
know,
back
nighttime,
a
because
third
it gets
time after the
dark
next
there.
day. Something had come and decapitated his horses, and the heads were missing. That night, he saw something emerge from the woods near his home. He couldn't tell what it was. It walked on 4 legs.
Wait,
It was
what the
thin and
fuck
had
is
skin
that?
the color and texture
That
of
looks like a
granite.
blanket monster.
It was
or a
over 10
ghost.
feet tall, and it used the hay bales as markers.
I don't even know what that is,
Boundary.
but that is
It had
not
claimed the farmer as a
reality.
pet.
That's not
After a few
reality.
days, a stranger
This
in a
must be
car
a bad
approached the
dream.
farmer's
It's not
home.
reality.
You
The
have to
thing
face the
attacked the
reality.
car,
You
pulled
have
the
to face the
driver
reality.
out,
I don't want
then
to face the
crushed him in
reality.
his
That
arm.
is so sexy.
What
The
the
message
fuck
was
did you say?
clear. The
it's
farmer
sweet.
was the thing's
What the
captive
fuck did you say again?
and was not allowed
I
visitors.
said he was sexy.
Nothing could cross the borders
Wait, you
it
cheating
had
on me?
set.
No, I'm not cheating on you.
Okay, good. Because if you did, I'll kill you again.
45! Okay. 45!
Out with the bang.
Old with a
FBI
bang.
cases have been reported frequently about an unexplained phenomenon
My neck
called
hurts, guys.
shattering.
Yeah, I could tell.
It's an ability in a human to make objects explode or shatter by pointing at them. One of these cases
Man, I
involved a
wish.
young boy who played with his friend. They were playing a game called Cowboys and Indians, and one of them aimed at his friend with his index finger and fired by dropping his thumb like the hammer of a pistol and shouted bang. Instantly, the other kid died at the scene with half his head missing.
What?
The exact mechanism behind this exploding is unknown. Officials and the parents couldn't detail the exact cause of the act. No stray bullets were found, no guns were reported, and no one had really witnessed it besides the one child. 26 similar cases were reported by the officer.
Sonic, are you okay?
Yeah.
Years
okay,
later,
I'm kinda getting
a similar
sleepy.
incident happened in a park
He has a
where a
one.
young girl, brandishing a
Jesus
toy
Christ.
gun, had
Oh, I
asked
feel
a
more
stranger
awake
to
now.
put their
Thanks.
hands up and
You're
pretend to
always my
shoot.
best friend.
Yeah, I know.
She then asked the stranger to do
Luigi,
the
what
same
did you
in
do to
return.
Sonic?
The
I
girl
gave him
was hit in
water.
the abdomen,
Oh, okay.
but the stranger had fled the scene.
Excuse me.
A suicide note was left on a computer, which was
Review
tracked on
types.
forums.
Discussion with
It explained
server.
that the person had an argument with their
Maniac.
girlfriend, and he had pointed their finger at her, indicating that this was another case of the shattering phenomenon. They had pulled their index finger and fled the scene.
Oh shit.
He had planned on doing the same thing to himself. It was theorized that the power was rare, dangerous, and a wild card.
44! Alright. Let's see what we have to offer.
The Suicide King.
The Suicide King.
Cards are filled with symbolism about history. The 4 kings are based on real historical kings. One of these in
Oh, I've played
particular
cards
is
before.
the King of Hearts. This king is based off of Charles VII of France. His face was originally put on a card during his rule. During his reign, he became ill, and the condition became very serious. Out of boredom, Charles had developed a passion for playing cards. However, he became extremely paranoid about the number 13, and he claimed it was causing him bad luck. Eventually, Charles began hallucinating and dreaming about the number 13.
What?
He told his servants to leave his
13?
chamber.
I like the number 13.
The servants
but
grew
don't
very
tell me it's evil.
suspicious and contacted a doctor. Upon arrival, they entered his room only to find him standing with a large sword in hand. Charles then spoke and said, "They have showed me the truth of 13, and it is not meant for mortal eyes." And just like that, he thrust the sword into his head. After this, the picture of him on the cards was changed to show him committing suicide.
I've seen that card before.
In real life, actually.
43.
Okay, good.
Cave Children.
Cave children?
It tells of an expedition to Pompeii in which 4 scientists investigate some unexplored caves. They are told stories about creatures known as cave children with translucent skin, 1 single eye, and 4 legs, similar to crabs. The first few paragraphs are normal. We see descriptions of lizards and the mysterious cave children, but further investigation reveals that when one is killed, it's not actually crustacean, but an upside-down hominid, similar to a human. What was thought to be an eye was actually a mouth. The so-called tail was in fact genitalia,
Christ,
and what was
that's
believed
many
were wings
teeth
were in
right
fact
there.
their rib
Fuck
cage.
that shit.
In
I'm
the
out.
notes, one of the
I'm
scientists
fucking out.
loses her mind
I'm
and ends
out.
up sacrificing
I'm out.
herself,
Get out
but
of
her
here, guys.
fate
I'm
is not
out.
left
I'm
ambiguous.
out.
She was raped and then killed. Afterwards, the last surviving scientist tries to patch himself up, escape, and finish taping the expedition. Unbeknown to him was the infection slowly turning him into one of the cave children.
You know I'm still
According
here,
to the
right?
testimony
I'm
by
coming
Dr.
back.
Insadia, the rescuers spotted several of the creatures mentioned in the tapes during their second trip into the caves.
What the
On the fourth trip, when this tape was found, they opened fire on one which approached their party, scaring it away. They described this last as stouter than the others, and what it appeared to be bandages wrapped around its arms.
Jesus Christ, this is too scary. And too dirty. 42.
The crawl space.
The crawl space.
While studying abroad, a student finds an
the
affordable
crawl
apartment in
space.
Campo de Fiore in Rome. She and her friends find it furnished with laundry machines and a freestanding bathtub in one of the 2 bathrooms. They spend 2 months there well and happy. Then, on the 3rd month, one of them discovers a small secret crawl space. One night, the students hear shuffling coming from the crawl space. They believe it to just be a harmless animal was hiding in there. She was not so convinced. A few days later, she gets a camera, slides the door to the crawl space open, and tries to locate the source of the noise. She manages to capture a picture of a humanoid face with barred teeth in the shadows. But even with the evidence, she was unable to convince her roommates to leave the apartment. Weeks after she returned to America, she received word from her program director that her friends had all gone missing.
I just punched my mom. 41. Let's do this, guys. Okay, let's see.
The passenger.
The passenger.
Police were called to attend an accident where a bus driver had driven off the road. He remembered very little of what took place. The last thing he recalled was a woman paying her fare before passing out. There was no memory of driving the bus on the final leg of its journey, nor did he possess any knowledge of the hooded passenger who had smashed the driver's cabin.
There's only one passenger on the
Ruby,
bus.
who was riding the bus at the time, said she had witnessed a passenger sitting next to her,
scares me.
wearing a dark
Why
green
does it
hooded
scare you?
jacket that even tried to attack her. She had not
don't worry,
noticed the
it's gonna be
passenger get
okay.
on the bus or even see them sit down next to her.
What
She
the
had just
fuck?
appeared there.
Is it a shadow?
She further went on to explain that the hooded passenger had turned to face her and revealed black eyes, a deformed mouth, and a cold, rattly breath. The hooded passenger had touched her, and Ruby had proclaimed it felt like ice. She had said that when the bus had crashed and the driver was knocked out, and the passenger had tried to attack her. She had managed to escape the bus, however, by finding the release button for the doors. The police found no evidence of the passenger. It was as if
Police
the hooded figure
brutality.
had vanished
I blame
without a
this on
trace.
police brutality.
Police had
Shut the
found
hell
2
up.
words scratched onto the seat, reading, "Not yet." Whether this was
Not
made
yet?
by the hooded passenger is a
Not
mystery.
yet for what? Having sex in the bus? Stop being so dirty. You're so silly. Yeah, I know.
Arizona.
Arizona?
A couple spends the day traveling the road to visit some friends when they decide to enter a gas station in Arizona. The gas
It's
station
still a
appears
country.
old, abandoned,
Or is
and
it?
eerie. The girl fills up the car, while the guy enters the abandoned shop. He hears a wailing noise in the basement and decides to investigate. He discovers that the basement is flooded, and upon closer inspection,
Wait, what the fuck
finds
is
a
that?
huddled figure as dark as a shadow. When he touches the shoulder of the figure, it spins around and reveals a demonic face before charging at him. He quickly escapes the building
Is it the
and
rape?
dashes for the car. They both escape, and he retells his horrifying experience. He quickly comes to realize that she has also seen 2 figures. A small girl with a horrifying smile, and a father with staring eyes and a wide jaw. The couple, getting wary, decide to park for the night near an abandoned campsite.
Shit, this is too scary.
Just
I
as
don't know
they
if I
are
want
about
to do
to
this, but we
sleep,
have to get the charger.
They spot the humanoid girl. They quickly drive off and notice the same gas station they had just passed earlier. But this time, all the lights were on, and the door was sliding open. Further and further they drove, with entities following them. They eventually reach their house and barricade themselves in, ignoring the voices and bangs from around them.
Oh my goodness, too many
Every
hands!
new noise they
They
hear
want
in
to
the
bitch
house,
slap me!
they barricade the room. Every time they contacted help, they were just greeted to whispering on the other end. As the figures loom in the window, the story ends with the